How's everybody doing? Welcome back to Mask Hikes. Tony coming at you from Wilderness Park in Lincoln, Nebraska. I've never been here before. I can tell you it's relatively flat. It runs along the Salt Creek. But the reason that I'm here is specifically because of the length. From what I've seen on all trails, I can get over 17 miles of trail here. And since once I hit the AT, I'm gonna need to be averaging 18.2 miles a day to reach my goal. I wanted to see what kind of time it took me to pull out 17 miles, even if it is on relatively flat terrain. I've done almost 16 on some pretty serious terrain, and that was up at Brent's Trail in the Luss Hills, and that took me a little over 6 hours, but that was also without a whole lot of consistent big mile days in a row. Not that I would say I've been doing big mile days, but I have been averaging between 8 to 11 miles a day lately. So that's a little bit better than what I was probably at that point when I hit Brent's Trail. When I hit Brent's Trail, and that was probably closer to 6 miles a day. So even if I'm not going to see a lot of elevation, at least I've got dirt under my feet and I'm getting some distance, so I can really kind of start to gauge how I'm going to feel from that. Because if I'm being totally honest, I know most people start out on the AT and they're looking at 8-mile days. Well, I'm doing 8-mile days already, whether it's at home on trails or at home on the treadmill. And I specifically, when I'm on the treadmill, I'm putting in some serious elevation grade. So best laid plans and all, but my goal is to start out the Appalachian Trail with 15s. And that's optimistic. That's really optimistic. But I know I can do 16 with some serious grade. The question is whether or not I can do 16 consistently, because I did 16 on the Colorado without a whole lot of issues. Anyway, enough jabbering. Let's hit the trail. Poop. So I'm 20 days out from beginning my journey on the Appalachian Trail. A couple days before that, I'm supposed to meet another vlogger and hiker classmate in Kansas City. We're gonna ride together from Kansas City, pick up a couple other people, and end up in Georgia to start our hikes together. It's gonna be wild. It's gonna be wild. I have got my entire kit, everything that's going with me, except my power brick and my charging cord, because I've been testing that out, trying to see how many days I can go with this phone, just charging off of that, and I left it sitting on my dresser this morning when I left the house. But other than that, I've got my entire pack, 3 days worth of food, 2 smart water bottles worth of water, and I am ready to go. In terms of gear, I have made a few changes. I did make another addition. Not really an addition, it was something that I was going to swap out down the line anyway, but I'm just going to take it with me to make shipping easier, as well as it's kind of how I'm used to loading my pack anyway. I was just taking my Thermarest Neo Air, but I am going to go ahead and take my Z-Lite pad as well. I've got a small, so it's not terribly big. It only weighs like 10 ounces. But the way I pack my pack, I typically use that inside my pack to almost create this internal frame, since this fast pack doesn't have one. And it's always been more comfortable for me wearing this pack when I do that than when I don't. So for an extra 10 ounces, I decided I was just going to take it with me, then I don't have to worry about having it shipped to me when I'm ready to change from the air pad to the foam pad. Plus it'll give me a little bit of protection if I'm in a shelter or something like that. I can throw the foam pad down and put the air pad on top of it, or just opt to use the foam pad instead, depending on temperatures. I did go ahead and order a new tripod off the recommendation of several classmate vloggers. For the life of me now, I can't think of what the name is. It should get delivered tomorrow. It's a tripod that's got a strap on it, so you can strap it to a tree or on your trekking pole. And what that should do, what my hope is I can ditch my little selfie stick trekking pole attachment and just carry that tripod on my trekking pole, and then just have fast access to it. Plus then I don't have to try and get my tripod out of my pack when I want to stop to use it and things like that. Just easier access is my hope. I got 19 days, well, about 15 days to play with that and figure out if that's going to work or what. That's the plan anyway. And in the end, that should save me one piece of gear. Not any weight, really. I mean, that little selfie stick tripod mount was nothing, maybe 2-3 ounces, but still, just saving one piece of gear or something stuffed in a pocket somewhere. Sorry about the highway noise. Apparently this trail is wedged between a railroad track and what I can only assume is Highway 77 that runs from Lincoln to Beatrice along the Salt Creek. So it's not exactly wilderness as the name suggests, but it's definitely natural and been fairly pleasant so far. I decided early on that I wanted to get rid of the highway sound, so I threw my headphones in and been listening to music anyway. So the highway's been non-existent for me, except for when I was close enough to see it. At least this time somebody put in steps.
put your hat back on. Now you're out there on your own. Johnny boy, you got a one-way ticket to ride, going south to find a home. Yeah. Where hummingbirds are flying in the sky, dreams are coming true. A magic place where you can count the stars. Just lay down in the middle of the night, look up to the sky.
Well, I just broke 10 miles, and I am on my way back north on the east side of the Salt Creek now. There's several sections where I'm going to have to jump on that Jamaica North Trail, bike trail that you saw a little bit of footage of a while back. Not really excited about that. It is what it is. On the downside, it doesn't look like I'm going to get close to 18. I'm guessing closer to 16 because the last 1.6, 1.7 miles turns out we're kind of an out and back. And on all trails, it says that several bridges are out and what have you. And I mean, we've had water crossings, but I would have had to either swim or, pretty much swim across that Salt Creek at that point to actually make it across where the trail said it was. And there was no trail out, or no bridge out. There was never a bridge there at all. The only way people are getting across there is by wading or swimming. And it's nice out today. I mean, it's like 50 degrees, but I'm not about to go swimming across the Salt Creek just to get another 2.5 miles in, 3 miles in. So I guess we'll find out once we get back just how many miles I actually get in. It's disappointing, but it is what it is. These are the things that happen when you go to a place you've never been before.
Coming true. A magic place where you can count the stars. Just lay down in the middle of the night, look out to the sky. The Tennessee skyline. Damn.
Well, I may get my 18 miles after all. I passed a sign that said bridge out, but I looked at all trails and it looked like that the trail section that I was going over didn't cross a bridge. So I guess I just thought that it was a different portion of the trail. It was irrelevant, so I went by. It wasn't. That'll teach me not to zoom in all the way and follow the trail up and close and personal. I definitely needed that bridge. So now I'm not sure where I'm going. I guess I'm going to backtrack the almost mile and a quarter that I covered to get down to this bridge, to get back to that stupid Jamaica North Trail and follow that for like a mile till I can actually get back in dirt, in woods anyway. That's annoying. Change of plans. I just bushwhacked straight to the bike trail. because, yeah, I'm covered in sticker bush again, but so be it. I'm back on course. Well, I'm on the final leg here. As I figured, I'm not going to hit 17. Looks like I'm going to be right at about 16. I'm at 15.6 right now, and got about a quarter of a mile back to the van. 5.5 hours right now, 5 hours and 27 minutes. Feel pretty good. I'm disappointed I didn't get as many miles as I wanted, but 16 is pretty good, especially considering I don't feel like I've walked 16, but it's been pretty flat. I mean, I've maybe gained and lost 500 or 600 feet elevation total in 15 miles. So nothing drastic. I did fail to mention one other item that I did add to my inventory. I didn't bring him today because I don't want him to get filthy until he gets to Georgia. I'll introduce him when I do my final gear video. Somebody's gonna say he's a luxury item, but for me, he's not. He's a necessity. As always, I want to say thank you to all my subscribers. The concept that over 500 people have elected to willingly watch the content that I produce is pretty amazing to me. I appreciate that. I hope it's getting better. Thank you so much to all of you that watched this video. If you haven't already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. Click that bell and you'll get notified when I've got new videos that come out. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you didn't enjoy it, tell me that too. Like right now, you know, you can't see my face, I'm in shadows. You can make a comment about, hey, do better video selection, or about a better light selection. There's my face again. Holy cow. You can see me. Also, if you have any questions about this upcoming journey, please throw them in the comments. I'll try and get them answered as quick as possible. And if there's a bunch of them, I will just put them in a video. Got a couple of videos coming out soon. I'm going to do a clothing video and an electronics video. And then, like I said, I will have one final everything in the pack video. And I don't know, I may combine that with the clothing one, since clothing's not exactly an exciting topic, but I haven't decided yet. But for now, let's go ahead and enjoy the last little bit of this trail before we lose it. And of course, don't forget, wish you were here.